In an industry built on nightly routines, the sudden silence from Jimmy Kimmel is, well, honestly, deafening. ABC has officially suspended its late-night king, a move that sent shockwaves from Hollywood to Washington, D.C. For over 2 decades, Kimmel has been a fixture in American homes, a comforting and, often cutting voice in the national conversation. Now that voice has been abruptly paused, leaving a gaping hole in the network's lineup and in the hearts of his loyal viewers. This isn't just about a host being disciplined, it's a seismic event that forces us to question the very nature of comedy, corporate responsibility, the volatile intersection of entertainment and politics. The future of a television icon hangs in the balance. The importance of this moment cannot be overstated. Jimmy Kimmel is more than just a comedian telling jokes. He's evolved into a powerful and influential political commentator. The fuse for this explosion was lit during what seemed like a typical Monday night monologue. Kimmel, known for his sharp and often personal critiques of political figures, turned his attention to a recent rally held by former President Donald Trump. While dissecting a particular moment from the event, Kimmel delivered a joke that involved a highly speculative and unflattering comparison. The punchline, which we won't repeat here, was immediately flagged by viewers and media watchdogs as crossing a line from political satire into something far more personal and, in the eyes of many, deeply inappropriate. The joke was not just a jab, it was a haymaker that landed with a thud. The immediate aftermath was a firestorm on social media. Clips of the monologue went viral within minutes, but not for the usual reasons of comedic brilliance. Instead, the conversation was dominated by outrage. Hashtags calling for Kimmel's firing began trending, fueled by an organized and energized base of critics. The joke was seen by many as not just a political attack, but a cruel and baseless personal smear. It came as no surprise that some of Jimmy Kimmel's most vocal critics were the first to react, and their responses were swift and severe. They framed the suspension as a long-overdue consequence for what is described as years of hateful leftist propaganda disguised as comedy, amplifying the outrage and keeping the clip at the forefront of the news cycle. The most significant reaction came from the joke's ultimate subject, former President Donald Trump. On his Truth Social platform, Trump unleashed a torrent of posts celebrating the suspension. He labeled Kimmel a low-rated failing comedian and called the suspension a great day for America. Trump's posts elevated the story from a media controversy to a major political event. By weighing in personally, he galvanized supporters and framed it as another battle in the culture war, casting Kimmel as a casualty of Trump derangement syndrome. His words cranked up the pressure on Disney and ABC. Conservative groups circulated lists of companies that advertise on Jimmy Kimmel Live and urged followers to boycott them. The decision to suspend Jimmy Kimmel sends a powerful tremor through Disney and ABC. For ABC, it creates an immediate and glaring programming problem. Jimmy Kimmel Live is the anchor of their late-night block. Ratings, ad revenue, viral content. Finding a temporary or permanent replacement is a monumental task. Reruns can only fill the gap for so long before viewers and advertisers grow restless. For the parent company, Disney, the stakes are even higher. The media giant has spent years navigating political minefields. By suspending him, they risk alienating the progressive audience that champions Kimmel. However, failing to act would have invited relentless attacks from the right and potential boycotts. The suspension is a calculated business decision designed to cauterize a wound, but it leaves a scar that will be visible for a long time. This event casts a long shadow over the entire late-night television landscape. Stephen Colbert, Seth Meyers, John Oliver Kimmel's suspension serves as a warning shot across the bow for all of them. This could lead to a chilling effect, where hosts become more cautious and their satire loses some of its edge. With his show on indefinite hiatus, the biggest question on everyone's mind is, what will Jimmy Kimmel do next? The first and most likely step is a period of silence and reflection. Away from the daily grind of producing a television show, Kimmel will have time to consult with his family, his agents, his legal team. He will need to strategize his response and plan his comeback carefully. One strong possibility is that this suspension will end with a carefully negotiated return to his show, likely preceded by a significant public apology. This could take the form of a sit-down interview, with a trusted journalist, or a heartfelt opening monologue when he is finally back on the air. He could choose to go independent, launching a new show, a podcast on a platform like YouTube, Spotify, or even his own subscription service. As the dust begins to settle on Jimmy Kimmel's shocking suspension, we are left to ponder the future of a television genre in transition. For now, the absence of his voice creates an undeniable void. Kimmel was a unique force, boyish humor, righteous anger of a concerned citizen. And ask what late-night television is supposed to be in 2025. Is its primary purpose to entertain, provide escapism, be a forum for political discourse or social commentary? This would democratize the format. It is also filled with possibility. The show must go on, as they say, and it will be fascinating to see what form it takes when the curtain rises on this new, uncertain dawn.